So the grounds team have been working all the way through the lockdown. So coming up, a year now, they've been in working, providing a burial service, providing services to families to vacate graves. Our office team have been inundated, have worked additional hours to try and meet the needs of the public. It's been really tough, and I think that they've done an amazing job. Lockdown afforded us the opportunity to let areas in the cemetery become wild, and the feedback that we've had from people has been overwhelming, really. So we were able to plan what we were going to do, locations that we were going to allow habitats to thrive and to kind of grow, and look at what wildflowers we naturally have in the cemetery. And because we've got that, we can now replicate that year on year, and we've got a programme in place to do so. And we're really, really happy that next week we've got a new member of the team joining, a cemetery and conservation officer, who will be dedicated to the conservation of the cemetery and the biodiversity of it, along with the maintenance. So, we are really dedicated to this special cemetery. It dates back to 1856, and for the whole grounds team, it is a really special and something that they're really proud of.
I'm the ground supervisor for Weston-super-Mare Town Council. We've tried rewilding areas of the cemetery and it's been very successful. Got lots of wildflowers that come through. To start with, you have to cut it back. You cut it back, then you leave it, and you get a better growth of wildflower. Rather than just leaving it, the grass will take over and strangle anything that's growing. You have to be careful with rewilding due to you get a plant in Weston called valerian. This is a valerian, and this is the damage you can see it's starting to cause to this grave. If we cut it off, it stunts its growth, and it stops it pushing the grave anymore, and it will just start to grow again, and that's the way you've got to leave it.
So we are running opportunities. There's opportunities for the public to join our Great Outdoor Volunteers, which is run and led through the museum, but comes to our sites across Weston that we have. And we've been inundated with people, especially during lockdown, people that have visited the cemetery, that have lived here all their lives but never actually been, and realise what an amazing and special place it is, and want to dedicate their spare time to volunteer and be part of something that's really special in Weston-super-Mare town.
The road daffodils along here are actually around the age of 40 years.
So we've had some eco-friendly taps put in position. We identified the fact that we needed to have better taps to reduce the amount of water that was being used, and where people weren't turning taps off. So we did have taps put in. A few of them unfortunately didn't survive the frost that we had, so we've acknowledged that there's obviously an issue with that type of tap. Our maintenance contractor is going to be replacing those damaged taps as soon as possible. This is our garden of rest. We had a hedge that was planted along the outside of the path. The hedge has been removed because some of it was diseased, and now we've let in lots of light into the garden of rest. And as you can see, we've got wildflowers growing, the grass has come back, it's a much lighter space. We've got lots of woodpeckers and a variety of different birds that are enjoying this location.
This tree's been taken down because it was unstable, so we actually left the parts of the tree that for animals and insects to break down and use as food.
So the trees that we've cut down because they're unstable, we've actually keep them in the ground because the carbon that they have secreted over their lifetime remains in the ground. So every year in the cemetery we have a tree planting programme, which we do with Steve, our tree consultant, and this year we've put in a line of blossoms. So this year we have our grounds team have planted a line of hedges which will grow up and provide a great habitat for wildlife in the cemetery. So the cemetery has had its first cut, so areas will be trimmed. Areas where wildflowers are currently growing won't be touched. This cemetery is very much open and a lot of people come here to visit loved ones' graves, so they need to be able to be accessible, and people need to be able to have a clear footing as to where they're going. There's quite a lot of uneven ground in the cemetery, so actually we do need to have areas that are heavily visited to be clear. There are areas that, you know, throughout this summer that you'll see that won't be cut back, but will be that will have a sign in place to inform people that we have wildflowers growing. And we have to get the balance right, because we will have complaints from people that we haven't trimmed, and then we will have complaints from people because we have trimmed. And so to find a happy medium in such a huge site with so many graves that's, you know, located here is quite a challenge, and we're just finding that happy medium to allow for wildflowers and for wildflower meadows, if you like, to grow, and for areas that do need to be cut back so that people can access and visit loved ones.